All right, my fellow fish, you have made your way back to Sweetfish Plays Red Dead Redemption 2. Arguably, as we've seen, one of the greatest and most epic video games of all time. Arguably. There's so many great video games. But it's definitely been up there on the list for me, and I hope through this stream you've been able to find some fun with it too. We are smack dab still in Epilogue Part 2 with John Marston. I have found myself really trying to extend the game as long as possible. John is just as interesting and unique as a character as Arthur Morgan, and even though we've already played one entire long epic game in the original Red Dead Redemption with John, it's so refreshing being able to use him as a playable character, and there's still so much to do for us in the world. There's a few things that I have in mind here that we're going to be addressing today, and then some more stuff going forward. So although we are kind of winding things down a little bit, we still have a little bit of a ways to go and some more exciting stuff to dive into here with the game. This is already going to be part 84 for us, so winding down indeed. Hopefully relatively soon anyways. A couple things that I want to address right off the top here. The first is the John Marston exclusive Stranger mission. One of my viewers, Maya, obviously pointed out to me its existence, made its existence known to me. I have done a little bit of digging, I've done a little bit of searching around the map, and I've done a little bit of research online as well. I haven't been able to come up with anything conclusive on this John exclusive Stranger mission. So I don't know if somebody can shed a little bit more light, maybe give me a little bit more detail about the location of the mission, because I'm all in on that. Stranger missions have been one of my favorite comfort zones, has been a comfort zone for me, kind of in this game, falling back to. It's just they're all have really been a lot of fun, minus maybe some of the more tedious collection Stranger missions like the dinosaur bones and whatnot. But it is something that I would like to accomplish. So if you can provide a little bit more detail on that mission, I will be more than happy to cover it in my stream. But unless further clarified, we're going to put that on the back burner for the time being. We also have a brand new state to explore. There's still an entire state that has mostly gone unexplored for us, and that's the newest state that kind of just opened up for us in New Austin, going into the epilogue anyways. West of Blackwater, of course. It is a fairly large area, all considered. I imagine that there are going to be some hidden goodies and whatnot in that state as well. There's probably some stuff going on. This is it right here. You can see McFarland's Ranch. This is the entire kind of map from the original Red Dead Redemption. So I don't know if you remember, but I believe at the beginning of Red Dead Redemption, I think you start off at McFarland's Ranch as John Marston. Obviously, if you're familiar with the first game, then you already know Blackwater and Armadillo, which are two cities that we've really begun to touch on quite a bit here towards the end of the game. So there's a lot going on here in New Austin. Right now, I'm not going to take the time to go over there and spend some time exploring. I have a feeling the main story and some of the side content, Stranger missions and whatnot, may take us into that area, especially the main story. I feel like the way the main story is going, we will be able to head that way. If not, after a couple streams, if we're really kind of getting to the end, if I don't have too many main story missions left, I may try and explore what I haven't. But we'll kind of just let us naturally be led to that area. I think there are some new legendary animals and legendary fish as part of this new state now as well. I'm not going to directly target them and go after them, but if I do happen to stumble across anything in New Austin like that, I'll take care of it just like I would on the rest of the map. So yeah, that's pretty much what I got for you right now. In my last stream, I thought I made a great effort. We took steps in the right direction, anyways, towards bettering the upkeep of our character and our horse, for that matter. So unfortunately, Marston is still underweight, so it's still going to have a little bit of an effect on his core drain weight. Sorry, I can't even speak, good lord. His core drain rate. So we're going to want to keep an eye on that. But for the most part, conditions for both John and Clutch have improved. So these are very positive outcomes. We just got to make sure to maintain that. And we should be all right. I'm kind of not in a place right now where I can do that, where I can worry about upkeep. So, despite doing my best to prioritize upkeep, we're actually going to start off on a slightly different foot here. We're heading back to our homestead at Beecher's Hope, where we have another Uncle main story mission here for us called A New Jerusalem. So we're going to head over and we're going to do that, and then we'll go from there. I didn't do any main story missions in my last video. At least I don't believe that I did. We talked about doing this one, but we never really went at it. So I want to kind of start off with a bang here. This is where you start to get worried, though, because typically you'll just hit, in video game terminology, I guess it would be the point of no return, where, once you launch a mission, it's kind of the last mission in the game, and you can't go back after that. We saw that with Arthur Morgan at the end of Chapter 6. There was one mission, I can't remember which one it is, but once you get that mission, it sends you into two missions directly after that, and then it's the end of the game, and you don't really have a chance to bow out and finish up anything that you want to finish up. So we're going to have to be careful about how we approach these main story missions. We won't be able to just bang them all out like we were for a time there. Like I said, there are still some new things, if you can believe that we haven't really seen before out of this game that I want to explore a little bit. So we'll do the main story mission. In my last stream, I talked about the coach robberies. That is one revenue stream that I haven't really explored previously in this game. Most of the money that I made in this game came from main story missions and bounty poster missions. Bounty missions are a good way to get $50 to $100 quickly in your pocket if you need a little touch up with ammo or clothing or something like that. Typically the big scores came from a lot of the bigger main story missions, but then there's these coach robbery opportunities available. And it's employees at the post offices at different municipalities across the map will offer you these tips in exchange for like $2, where they'll tip you off about valuable stagecoach opportunities, like stagecoaches to rob. So obviously working at the post office, working at the station like that, they would probably have access to itineraries, different scheduling lists of stagecoaches and when they're moving around, and also the contents of what the stagecoaches are carrying. So these men kind of illicitly slip us that information, and then we can do with that information what we choose. But realistically, you kind of have to be there at the right time, and you're going to try and essentially rob the stagecoach. So something that I want to try out, anyways. That feature, I guess, if you want to call it, was used a little bit in the main story. Back with Arthur Morgan, we robbed a couple different stagecoaches for various purposes. And there's an element of strategy to it in planning the stagecoach robbery, because you can be the person who just stands there on the side of the road.
Whoa now.
And you can go in guns a-blazing, or you can you know, try and sit back with a scope and pick the guys off. Really, how the plan works out, how everything works out, is really in your hands. It's up to you. You kind of have full control over how the robbery goes, so it should be interesting. We have a stranger here. Beautiful view. Looks like he's talking about a map that he purchased.
Didn't see you come up.
Sorry. Just curious about what you got there.
Oh, this is nothing. It's a stupid map. Not even done right. Nothing at all. Anyway.
Why the hurry, huh? What are you hiding?
Well, best be moving.
Give me the
Chores
map
need
and you
doing.
see tomorrow. That's simple.
Hey! You're crazy!
Tried to whistle the horse closer to me, thinking that it was my horse. So that's another thing that I want to try and explore a little bit here. Now I gotta try and go find said horse here. Is treasure maps. Oh shoot.
Damn it. Stop!
Oh shoot. The witness got away, so we're gonna be in trouble here.
Okay, boy.
We came across a property where a hermit was living on the west side of the map in an area that had previously gone unexplored for us. Upon robbing said hermit's homestead and killing the hermit, I was able to get the hermit treasure map. We also have the Jack Hall Gang treasure map, which I think is linked to a set of stranger missions. And as soon as that character there was talking about a map, and he seemed to be looking around, I knew that obviously he was looking for treasure. So there's a number of treasure maps to find throughout the game. There's different circumstances kind of surrounding each map. Each map kind of has a different backstory. I think some of them are just more casual kind of finds, and like I said, some of them are more mission-based. Oh, So now that I have a bounty on my head, the sheriff in Strawberry recognized me and
What the hell?
is now trying to kill me. That guy didn't want to give up his treasure map, and really the only way for me to ensure that I got my hands on that map was to kill them. Now, one thing about starting the epilogue with John Marston is, you know, now that you're in control of a new character, it only makes sense that your honor has to reset. You can see my honor on that bar there at the bottom, on the bottom of your screen. Low honor all the way to the left, high honor all the way to the right. I think we had max honor with Arthur Morgan when we finished Chapter 6. But now with a new character, although some things carry over, like your guns eventually carry over, like horses, your honor does not. And we actually have worked our honor back up here with John Marston. So it is a good suggestion for myself to not go around killing too many innocent people, because then we're not really finishing the epilogue with the kind of honor that John should have and the kind of honor that we've earned for him. But I felt like that was a necessary kill, and trying to shoot that witness too. I really hate when I have a bounty against me. It's one of the most annoying things in the game. Obviously, it depends on how high the bounty is, but just in general, it can be really annoying having bounty hunters tracking you down all the time. And just like that, like, I can't even ride through Strawberry on a horse without the sheriff recognizing me and trying to kill me. Well, I wanted to look into treasure maps a little more, and we got our hands on yet another one, so we'll have lots of treasure to potentially go find when all is said and done. The first kind of treasure map that I am for sure going to focus on, though, and this will kind of determine if I think it's worth it to see out more of these treasure maps. Let's see here. Nope, those are handbills. Treasure maps. So we have the high stakes treasure maps, Chicks treasure map, Jack Hall Gang treasure map. I'm going to go... that's not the one. Yeah, there's the Torn treasure map. So this is the treasure map that the Hermit gave me. So when we do start to look into some of these treasure maps, this is the one that I'm going to start out with. I'm going to go to the other side of the map, collect the other half of the map from the other Hermit. So let me explain the whole Hermit situation here real quick for you. So the first Hermit that we found, if I'm not mistaken, was... it was right here on the... You know what? I think it was here. Because I think this is roughly where we started earlier. So there's actually two hermits on the map. That was the female hermit. There's a male hermit that lives on this side of the map. Kind of across north of the penitentiary and Saint-Denis, kind of by Ennisburg. I think it's in this area. I think it might actually be this building right here. And so we got to go get the other half of the map from that hermit. But that's kind of where I'm going to get started with these treasure maps a little bit. I think I just put a marker on my map. And then if it seems worth it, then we can, I'll try and do a little more digging on some of these other ones. The high stakes treasure map is the one that we just found now by killing that guy. There's some of these other ones too, so I'm gonna try and figure some of these out. I might cheat a little bit with these treasure maps, but I'm just curious. Treasure maps have been a thing throughout the whole game. Like the Jack Hall Gang map, we got, oh man, probably within our first 10 videos for sure. It was very early on in our series, but it's just an area of the game that I haven't really delved into too much. So curiosity killed the cat, and it's time for me to explore some of these fun activities. So at least we're back on our property now. We weren't too far away from it to begin with, which is helpful. So funny. I came here and I'm like, I'm looking for my cabin. I'm looking for our nice old dilapidated building, but then I remembered we tore it down. So that was kind of the last major main story thing we did, and we purchased the new lumber to get our new house up from the store in Blackwater, the lumber store, the hardware store. We have a couple gentlemen who helped us get all of those supplies back safely to our property, because apparently this area is now becoming swarmed with the new gang, the Skinner Bros. A new gang, I should say. They're not necessarily new to the land. So I imagine the Skinner Bros are going to continue to play the role of antagonist here in the epilogue.
Those plans make any sense?
Oh, sure. Seems easy enough, I think. How hard can it be? But I'll tell you what I think, just to be safe. I'll do the reading and planning, and you do the building.
How did I know you'd try to weasel out of doing any
Oh,
work?
now, that is plain unfair. It's inaccurate and not what's going to happen. I'm simply going to use what I've got, which is a brain. While you use what you've got, which is less of a brain.
Let's get started.
Well, first thing it says the foundation, which involves moving those heavy wooden joists. Definitely not a job for a man with terminal lumbago, unless you want to dig a 6-foot deep hole for me when the workday's over.
Don't tempt me.
Oh, here comes Charles. Maybe he can lighten the mood a little.
I was going to say gladly.
He'll be back, but not for a while.
Charles, dear boy, John needs help moving these joists. Now, come on. Get a move on. We got to get started before the rains come.
You're very annoying.
He's right. We should get on with this.
I do apologize if there's a symphony of strange noises coming from beyond. It's Saturday. It's washer dryer day. So we got a little bit of a time lapse here. Obviously, these 3 goofballs building it. To be honest with you, I was hoping there would be some level of interactivity when it actually came to building the house.
Well, let me have a rule and a saw and a board and I'll cut it. I'll climb up a ladder with a hammer and a nail and I'll nail it. Well, we worked so hard to build a little house together. In the snow or the rain or the ice cold wind, whenever. No matter what the weather, we're together.
As you can tell, I've had some experience with nails here before. This ain't my first rodeo. A hammer and nails, I should say. You'd be surprised how many people can't even do that. My first experience with a hammer was Red Dead 2. Songs as part of the soundtrack for this game. Very well implemented. Here's another situation.
Let me have a rule and a saw and a board and I'll cut. Climb up a ladder with a hammer and a nail and I'll nail it. Well, we worked so hard to build a little house together.
There's actually some timing involved here with the nails. Pressing the X button
No
to
matter
get it in here. Here's Building a House 101. Take notes, folks.
we're together.
Red Dead 2 taught me how to build a house. These kind of pre-designed, easy-to-build homes were actually a thing. Clearly, a significant amount of time has passed here. This is not something that would be done
And I think that's
quickly.
everything.
John Marston, you have a home.
So do you.
Oh, I know.
And you, Charles. As long as you'll stay with us.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, to this happy home. Well, at least till this fool gets his woman back.
My darling Abigail, I hope you and Jack are doing well. I remain a fool, and I'm sure I shall die a fool. But I'm trying very hard to be something like the man you deserve. I have done something very silly in an effort to impress you. And that is, I've purchased a home. The land you read about in the newspaper up at Beecher's Hope is now ours, and we are going to try our hand at ranching. Mr. Geddes kindly helped me buy the land. I met Uncle while I was coming out of the bank, and while I know your feelings about him, he has been enormously helpful in his own fashion. Charles Smith has also appeared
Yeah.
and is unsurprisingly a pillar of strength. Together, we've built you a home. I hope soon to show it to you. I miss you and the boy more than I can express. Please, come back to me. Yours always, John.
So weird seeing those flashbacks, seeing John clean shaven. This is a few days later. It's actually a really nice home. Big property.
Uncle, I thought you was... Where the hell?
So that one is a new Jerusalem. Silvered that one. John's got a beautiful new home to call his own. Very fitting title for that one. Most importantly, he's written back to Abigail, made Abigail aware of his
Better not have forgotten me, boy.
change in attitude and maturity. Kind of ready to settle down. I like that the pace of the game has reflected that of the so-called Wild West very well, in the sense that not everything is just about the gun battles and about the violence. A lot of truth about the Wild West in this game, and kind of what it was like to try and support yourself during this time. The States was obviously much different back then, not nearly as developed as it is now. So establishing yourself was not easy. achieving that American dream, not an easy thing to do, and having the opportunity to literally build a home and purchase a property with John Marston, very fitting objectives to go along with the whole vengeance, revenge part of the plot as well. So, just an example of how encompassing Red Dead 2 is of the Wild West. That's kind of been the big thing for us here in part 2 of the epilogue, was kind of getting that new property, getting the home built on that property. So I don't really see a whole lot else going on in this game, plot-wise, but we've been surprised. We've been surprised before. We're definitely creeping up towards the end here. Thankfully, that was not the last mission. We still have at least one more before we are thrown to the end here, which, again, leaves us some time to clean some things up and give some things a go here. It took real determination and hard work to settle down and to actually own your own property during this time. Like I said, much different time than what we live in now, where more or less you're just kind of born into. Not everyone is born into good circumstances, of course. But you know, we're fortunate enough here in North America now that, you know, for the most part, things are a lot easier than during this time, and it's been cool to watch John Marston, who's been an outlaw his entire life, establish himself, kind of establish a life for himself and Abigail and Jack, and get that in order. We know that John Marston's story is truly only beginning here. But it's still a really cool thing to see. So now that that's done, we'll take a break from the main story now. John is looking for Uncle. I think he is actually on my property there somewhere, but I'm not going to track Uncle down right away. I'm actually going to ride into Strawberry. We'll pay off our bounty so that that's no longer going to be an issue for us going forward. And then we're going to try one of these coach robbery missions. See if we can't make a couple extra bucks. One thing that I was confused about, and maybe there's a glitch with this once again, I don't know if anybody else noticed this, but my money. So my understanding was that going into the epilogue, I read somewhere about John Marston being given $20,000, and typically my experience with most Rockstar games, be it Grand Theft Auto or whatever, when you reach kind of the end goal here, or by the end of the game, you have a lot of money. You know, you've kind of made it as a criminal, or
Pretty nice horse you got there. I paid top dollar for this beauty. Fast as a bullet. Want to see how yours compares? How about a race to Awanjilla?
Not today.
I knew it. A coward can't bear to face the better racer.
Now there's a random encounter we haven't seen in a little while. Somebody offering to race us because he likes what he sees with our horse. But I'm going to have to respectfully decline this time. Pay off our bounty, and then we'll check out this this coach robbery.
Oh, hey, easy now. Enough, fella.
They could have released like this as a prequel, and as a prequel to the original Red Dead, released the epilogue as like standalone DLC content or something like that, and they would have made a killing. But I'm glad that they included it as part of the main game. I mean, ultimately, that's what we're working back towards, is where you start off in the original Red Dead Redemption. Maybe New Austin will have to be explored. Maybe we will have to go to New Austin and explore outside of the main story. Maybe the main story is not really going to take us to New Austin as much as I thought it might. Yeah, anyways, with my money. So yeah, I thought John Marston was supposed to, like, going into the epilogue, be given a bunch of this money. I only have $316. Multiple times it's come up on the screen on the right-hand side saying money received, but then it immediately went away. I assumed it was because that money was going towards the purchase of the property and the purchase of the house. But from the article that I was reading, it almost made it seem like that money should have been made readily available in my pocket, kind of for finishing the game, I guess, or whatever. I don't know. Again, I don't know if somebody wants to help clarify that situation.
You're strong, boy.
Would be much appreciated. I know y'all are a lot smarter when it comes to this stuff than I am, so.
For you, boy.
Okay, so this is the post office. Not really a. Ooh.
Good morning.
Not really a whole lot we're doing here, other than paying our bounty and
Hey
getting
there,
tipped
come on
off about a
over.
potential
I got
stagecoach
something
robbery.
here that might be of interest.
So this is Hector. The other guy that we know is Alden, or it's something like that, and he is the station clerk in Rhodes. But this is Hector, and he'll give us tips out here at West in Strawberry as
Right
well.
here for you when you're ready.
So I'm going to pay my bounty, please, sir. Money has not come as freely to me in this
Do you
game
want this?
as I thought it may.
Here.
Thank you, sir.
There's
Pleasure
a
doing business.
stage heading up from Blackwater. Now, I hear it'll be heavily guarded, so you might want to try a more covert approach. Or lay down some explosives. I don't know. You're the expert.
All right, Hector. Appreciate it. You enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, suit yourself.
All right, my guy. Later. We're going to see what we can do with this stagecoach robbery. So it's going to be a heavily guarded shipment that is coming north from Blackwater, probably due to arrive here in Strawberry. I don't know if it's already marked on our map here. No, I think we actually have to open it from our satchel. River Road near Fort Riggs. Coach coming from Blackwater heading for Riggs Station. Should be carrying cash in the strong box at the back. Expect a couple of guards. I mean, it's not bad. The payoff on these could actually end up being more than what we got from bounty posters. Bounty posters are kind of like a legal way to make money in this game, though, whereas this is most definitely an illegal way of making a couple bucks. But so I think it's I think ultimately at the end of the day here, it's up to us. So here is the ambush location for the stagecoach. So I would imagine the stagecoach coming from Blackwater is probably going to take one of these two roads out of Blackwater. It'll make its way up here. Fort Riggs is right at this intersection right here, this kind of three-way intersection. And then the road breaking north from this point heads straight up to Riggs Station. We've been there a couple times. It's a fairly significant train station that is positioned between Strawberry and Blackwater. I'm kind of familiar with this area. I mean, Christ, we've spent most of the epilogue so far in this part of the map, so you'd hope I would be exhibiting some level of map knowledge. But I'm thinking going with Hector's plan here. Maybe this looks like a bridge crossing the Upper Montana River just to the south of Fort Riggs. So if we lay some dynamite down, some explosives on that bridge, and then take cover in the tree line with a sniper rifle, we can watch the convoy come right across the bridge, blow up the dynamite, and then we're picking off whatever stragglers may be left with our sniper rifle. So that seems to be the best plan. Easier said than done, though. Discussing said plan is a lot different than actually enacting said plan. So we'll see how this actually turns out. Hopefully I've learned something from Arthur Morgan. We did a number of stagecoach robberies with him. So let's hope I know what the hell I'm doing here. I don't think the movement of the stagecoach is actually activated until you reach the ambush locations, and then even then, once we reach that ambush location, we will likely have a couple of minutes before we have to worry about the convoy actually coming. We should have a little bit of time to set up here. I can't remember exactly how these stagecoach robbery missions work, but I guess there really truly is only one way to find out here. Riggs Station I'm quite familiar with. Fort Riggs, not so much. That must be Fort Riggs. Yeah. So that's Fort Riggs right off to my right here. Obviously since destroyed. So let's get our weapons all equipped here and ready to go, ready to rock and roll here. So I'm gonna go Springfield, and I'll take two snipers with me just to be on the safe side. The Carcano rifle is pretty nice, pretty powerful as well. I actually think it's a little bit more. It's actually a little less powerful than the Springfield, but it's got a longer range, a little better accuracy on it as well. So I'll take both of them with me, and then I'd prefer. You know what, I'll take the Schofields. Those were always my favorite guns as Arthur. So I'll switch it up instead of the pistols. So wait for the stagecoach to arrive. So it's actually not a bridge over the water. It's actually just the water that the convoy is going to be riding through. So I'm going to set some dynamite up. We have 7 sticks of dynamite. I have throwing knives, tomahawks, fire bottles. So depending on how heavily armed this thing actually is, things might get ugly and quite graphic. Oh, shoot. Guess I'm still trying to learn how this works. Here it is. Okay, so I was able to set up one stick. That's gonna have to be good enough for now. They want me to bring the stagecoach to a stop. If I can bring the stagecoach to a stop just before that dynamite and then maybe shoot it. Oh boy, we're gonna have to think on the fly here. The plans are changing rather rapidly. So you can see my stick of dynamite. I lost it, oh no. Is that it?
Oh, hell, is that dynamite?
Oh. That did not work out very well for me. All of a sudden the guy was just like, oh no, is that dynamite? And the rest is history. Alright, well, I mean, to be fair, I'm still trying to figure out this whole dynamite thing, but I'm going to try to not get John Marston trampled this time. So this is considered a mission, and the benefit of this is that I can actually retry from a checkpoint. So we should be able to retry from the point where it says, wait for the convoy to appear. He saw the dynamite, though. I lost it. I was in the dirt there somewhere. That plan went to shit quickly. So we'll retry our checkpoint here, see what we can do. So, okay, we're right back here. Wait for the stagecoach to arrive. I don't know if I have something better that I can use here. As far as I was aware, there's really nothing other than the dynamite that I can place.
Hey, boy.
I'm just gonna ride to the top of this hill.
Hey, easy.
I'm placing the dynamite, but then I can't find the damn thing again. Is that it there? That's my damn problem. I can't find the dynamite once I place it. Oh, shoot. There's the dynamite there. Let's try and make sure he doesn't see the dynamite this time.
Hey, back off a bit. Oh, hell,
Really?
you can go to hell. Take him now, boys. Had enough?
Oh, they tried to get my horse there, too. Shoot. So that did not work out as planned either. I'm sorry. I had to. I know. Rather graphic having John Marston blown up into 63 pieces, but what has to be done has to be done. That just gives me an easy place to go back and retry the checkpoint. So, man, what do we need to do here? Obviously, I'm just an idiot who's never handled dynamite in his life before. That's a good thing, though. So, okay. Take 3 and action. This is awful. Could you imagine if this is how John Marston actually was? He would have been dead in chapter 1. Okay. I swear I'm not usually this stupid. There might be a better plan here. So the thing about dynamite, obviously, is that you can't remotely detonate it. So I'm pretty sure I can shoot the dynamite, and that'll make the dynamite explode. But to place the dynamite, run back up to the cliff, find the dynamite, the one stick of dynamite that I hid in the dirt with my sniper rifle, and then shoot it exactly at the right time to blow it up is a very complicated sequence of events. So I feel like we're gonna have to improvise a little bit here and figure something else out. Thankfully, I'm getting all the dynamite that I use back, but I'm going to step away from the dynamite here for a second. What gets me is I'm standing in the middle of the road. These guys don't even stop. These guys literally just continue to come, even though there's an armed man standing in the way. But clearly, there are some valuables on this convoy because they want no part in stopping at all. They are clearly not taking any chances, so that might be a good sign. We're gonna change things up a little bit here. Instead of the dynamite, it just doesn't seem like a great spot to get myself set up with dynamite, and then if they get away from the dynamite, I have to run back to my horse, and I don't know, it just doesn't seem to be working out very well for me, so I'm gonna try something a little different. We're gonna try the old-fashioned way. This is what I call making success happen. Oh, there they are. So if I actually hide behind this rock, will they see me? I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will see me. We're gonna pretend they don't see me. Boo-hoo, mother...
Someone's after the cargo.
Holy sh... It's about to hit the fan. Now that is more like it. Oh. The goods. The goods. Oh no. Oh no, he won't take the money. Oh man, I got worried there for a second. $100, not bad. Oh damn, look at those, the burnt horses. Oh man. Told you things might get a little gruesome. That worked out a hell of a lot better than the dynamite. I don't think they actually did really see me behind that rock until I did pop up. Guy tried to take a shot at me. I think they got a couple in to start, but once I got that Molotov away, they were toast. That one fire bottle, that one Molotov cocktail killed every single one. Oh, I gotta get out of here before a witness sees. I always do that. I always hang around the damn crime scene too long. As y'all can probably tell, I ain't ever been a criminal. Definitely not in my nature. Complete opposite. Anyways, then my concern was having thrown the Molotov cocktail, and same with the dynamite, is you don't want to damage what you're trying to get. So, you know, maybe it was better to not use the dynamite there. Maybe the Molotov was better because it would simply cause less damage. The whole front of the carriage was on fire there, but as you saw, that lockbox at the back, because I threw it towards the front of the carriage, was well protected. I don't know if you can damage the goods in a mission like that, but it's not something that I really want to try out. It's hard enough trying to take out 6 guys at the same time. And also, because they're going through water there, if I had thrown the Molotov cocktail at the carriage too soon, it might have just fallen in the water and either gone out, and then I would have been really effed. Or if I had blown the carriage up while it was in the water, that river was deep enough that it could have actually just taken that carriage all the way down, and again, I wouldn't have gotten any money out of that mission. So I'm glad it took 3 times. They always say 3rd time's the charm, but lo and behold, mission complete. Okay, I'm a little bit closer to Strawberry right now than I am to Blackwater. So we're going to make a stop in Strawberry. We're going to focus on some upkeep things, maybe get a room, maybe get a bite to eat, and then we'll talk a little bit about what our plans are for the future here and how we may want to go about doing them. $100 for something that, I mean, took me about 10 minutes, but, you know, realistically, could be a lot shorter than that. Definitely shorter than the bounty poster missions, and so far, from the one that I've done, you get a little bit more money from those than you do with the bounty poster missions. I don't know if that is necessarily true all of the time, but that was definitely true in that particular scenario. So I'm happy with how things played out there for us. There's no saloon here in Strawberry, just the hotel. Man, Strawberry is tiny after all. Christ. Man, I wish you could get a compilation of all of the craziest and funniest deaths from the 84 parts of my stream. If somebody actually took the time to compile all of the crazy and hilarious deaths that we have endured. I'd be set for life.
I'll be damned.
We have had a number of run-ins with the Grim Reaper in this game, and apparently getting run over by
Welcome to Strawberry, my friends. And to those
getting run over by a carriage like that by a stagecoach full steam. It's up there.
that live here,
Mayor of Strawberry's got something to say.
we're a fine town for fine people. An oasis of culture and civilization in the West. American ingenuity, European sophistication, fine architecture, and above all, good manners. All here in West Elizabeth.
Okay then.
Be well, my proud people. Be well and be happy. Temperance, diligence, forbearance shall make for a happy land here.
What's your problem, partner?
Good day, kind sir.
Hello?
Enjoy our fair town in peace and be nice. Be nice.
I just feel like getting under this guy's
Did
skin
you
a
give us
little bit.
A chance to make you happy. A chance to make you feel like this is your home. Since I've been elected mayor, I have reduced the criminal element significantly, but more than that, I have raised the cultural element. We have transformed Strawberry into a veritable Versailles of the West. Venice.
Okay, gonna stop you right there.
Manhattan without the pollution.
Doubtful.
We are a sophisticated place for sophisticated folk. So welcome one, welcome all.
Oh yeah, real sophistication going on here.
Time, we embrace you.
Everywhere I looked, it's nothing but sophistication. So that's Nicholas Timmons. Didn't realize the mayor was actually going to be named, but I don't know if he's going to play into the story at all. It's kind of weird that that he has a name, because I swear when I first went up to him there, he was just Mayor. I like those little random encounters, especially that you come across in a lot of towns, in a lot of cities. Hangings, we saw that in a recent video. It definitely adds to the immersion. That's the word that I was looking for a couple streams ago to try and describe how I felt about, I can't even remember what it was, but immersion. It makes, oh, I think it was to do with the hanging. Yeah, just the whole fact that they have these little side things going on throughout the environment, it brings the immersion of the game through the roof for sure. So we're actually gonna head into the hotel here and see if we can't get a room at the very least. If not, see if we can get a bath and some food. I don't know if that's possible. It looks like being just a hotel, probably no food going on here, but a bath and a room are important for sure.
I'm real dirty.
All right, head on over when you're ready.
As much as we focused on upkeep in the last video, bathing is still something that I need to work on a little bit. And I'm not talking about the game, I'm talking about real life. Hey, damn, it's been 6 days. No, I'm just kidding. John Marston takes his clothes off and y'all are probably like, oh man, look at that guy. What's he got? What's he struggling with? Anorexia? For me, it's like, damn, man, that guy is, got nothing wrong. His physique looks like there's nothing wrong with his physique. Looks fine to me.
No, I'm alright.
Alright, suit yourself, darling.
Underweight. No, I'm gonna have to agree with y'all on this one here. We still got some work to do with the whole weight thing. The struggle is real. Still haven't eaten in this video. I don't really know of a place to get a nice meal here in town, so we might have to find alternative means of eating. Despite not having any relations with Abigail in quite some time, I had to decline the bath assistant. It's been, man, how many baths in a row now that we've
Welcome to Strawberry.
And there is said mayor.
Got a room upstairs if the hotel's full.
That's so funny. The mayor is out there preaching on the front deck of the hotel here, and John just looks up at him and goes, "What's your problem, man?"
Back so soon? Strawberry's not that small.
I decided to rent a room after all.
Room's ready whenever you need.
Okay, so it's just upstairs. You know anywhere I can get a bite to eat around this part, man? That might be a cool thing to do for fun. Actually, games in general, like blackjack and poker, something that I haven't really done in this game in a long time as well. So if we do end up having to ride out to Saint Denis or out east again at any point, if we come across anything like that, I was just looking at this, I think it's Five Finger Fillet. We used to do that back at camp. Especially back at like Horseshoe Overlook very early on in the game before the depressive mood came over everybody, where you have to use the knife around your fingers and try not to nick them. It's fun and you can make a couple bucks. Same with poker and stuff. I remember playing poker to try and make money earlier on in the game, and it's not an easy thing to do, but they're kind of fun little side things. So I'll look into maybe hitting some of those icons up as well. Yeah, I don't really see anywhere to eat, so I mean we could set up a camp.
Thanks, mister.
But I do have some provisions on me. Like canned salmon, canned peaches, baked beans. So for now, we can do like... I'll eat some crackers.
How are you?
And then we can like... eat some canned peaches. I did feed my horse already, so he should be alright. We're still a little bit underweight. Our cores are back, though. But we should be okay for now anyways. That at least gets a little snack in my tummy. Clutch is already at level 3. Hey, good for him. Hey, he's actually really close to bonding level 4 here. 1942 out of 1950. 8 more XP points here with my horse, and another horse I will have achieved maximum bond. I think I have...
Ready, boy?
Semi-become the horse whisperer. Now all I need to do is get good at actually feeding my horses, and we'll be good.
Will you get out of the way? I'm not gonna take shit from you. What a surprise.
What, you got an issue? That guy was actually going to try and attack me because I bumped into him on my horse. We got a bit of a traffic jam. Never seen anything like this before. Got a little bit of a traffic jam on the bridge here in Central Strawberry.
How do you do?
Like, for real, why are there so many carriages backed up here? That's what I want to know. Something's going on here. You better believe I'm about to butt to the front of this line.
Hey, watch it.
What's going on here? What's with all these...
How's everything with you?
There it is, my bonding level increase with Clutch.
Yeah.
Looks like 2 carriages got into a little bit of an accident here, and it's causing a little bit of a backlog. I've never really seen anything like this in the game, but I guess traffic could be a thing then, huh?
How'd you do?
Okay, so I was gonna actually try this 5-finger fillet game out real quick as we talk about kind of our plans going forward.
You look like you got steady hands. Come join us.
We'll do a practice round here first, just to make sure I know what the hell it is I'm doing. Oh, shoot. Ew, it actually nicks your finger, too. You can see the nick that the knife just caused there in John's thumb. Wow, looking at John's outstretched arm there makes me realize he is underweight. This is a problem. Okay, we're not going to have a thumb fairly soon. Heyo. This is just practice, so it is going to get a lot more complicated than this. 5 laps and a new record for the longest playtime. So this is a little bit different style of play than the normal 5-finger fillet that we'd play back at camp with our campmates. Something to do with a 20-second time limit. We just got a little bit of practice. We can see we got some spectators now. Keeping their social distancing.
It's a big knife.
All right, let's do it. So Guts, complete the most laps in 20 seconds. Okay. Unlimited attempts, win 2 rounds to take the betting pot. So you can see that timer up at the top. Damn. This gentleman is in the red number on the right. I'm the blue number on the left. That represents how many laps he's gone around his hand with a knife. I can zoom in a little bit there too so you get a better idea. I'll do that on the next set of turns.
Ooh, come on now. You're gonna lose your fingers at this rate.
Doubled him up. John beat Jesse's laps and wins the round. So you can see the round count in the top right hand corner. So I've won one round. His name is Jesse. He has won 0 rounds so far. We'll zoom in on his hands. Who needs professional sports when you can just watch Sweetfish Plays play some 5-finger fillet? Am I right?
Hope you're sober.
Hope you're sober. Bring it on, friend. Oh, it's another easy one. He's probably like, oh my God, this guy is like the second coming of the Messiah.
Jesus, you know what you're doing.
I think I do, my friend. Just doubled him up again.
Wasted time.
Okay, you up for losing a finger then?
Count me in.
So, as you beat certain people, other spectators, other contestants, I don't want to call them contestants, I mean, hell, this ain't no game show, but other players, that's the right word to use. God, sometimes words and me just don't get along very well. Sometimes, you know, I beat him, I beat Jesse, plain as day, 2 rounds. It was only 75 cents like per buy-in though, so you're really only playing for about $1.50 each time, so you're not really winning a lot. Now this guy wants it to be $1.50 to buy in, so now it should be like a $3 pot, and I imagine you could probably raise that pot pretty high and again make a couple bucks. We'll see what happens here. So we have a new player. Again, we got some spectators. So now we got Floyd Mayweather. No, never mind, not Floyd Mayweather. Damn, look at this guy with his fancy little look at the wrist. Look at the wrist. You know what I'm saying? Alright, Floyd sets the laps to beat. Can I do it? Okay. A little bit harder. It's not going to be quite as easy. Still pretty easy.
Don't think you won this or anything.
So I tied it.
Let's go.
So neither player has won a round. None of us will win that round. Pot remains at $3. Look at this guy. Look at Mr. Fancy Pants over here. What I wouldn't give to see that index finger severed. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, so good to know that the clock does not start until you do. Oh, tied him again. Wow, it's actually close. So now we're going to have to go to a round 3. Getting down to the nitty gritty. Come on. No pressure, Floyd. No pressure, buddy. Oh, ooh. Looks like you got a little nick on your hand there, trying to go a little bit too quick, Mr. Fancy Pants. I want to do these cool little tricks. How do I do these cool little flips? I want to flip.
Don't try and keep up, man.
Oh, shit. I think Mr. Floyd has got Mr. Marston beat right now. I'm not going to get through another one now. I probably could have tried, but...
I still got fingers. I'll still be playing.
Floyd got me on that one. John must win to stay in the game. It's all come down to this. The fate of John Marston. Can announce it like a golf announcer. Floyd with the placement of the knife.
It's on you.
Precisely between his fingers. Oh, Floyd. What now, buddy? Crap. Oh, shit. I'm getting all cocky now. That's my problem. You know why I lost the last round? Because I tried to be a Mr. Fancy Pants like him.
Good.
And trying to... It's the lesson of the day. Trying to be a fancy pants gets you nowhere. Yeah, these button combinations... I remember playing one game back at camp, and it gets really, really complicated really quickly. A little bit too much for a simpleton brain like me to comprehend, but... We can try. I'm just gonna try. Okay, now we got some weird camera angles here. That's more like it. Yes!
I earned it.
Yeah, and I'm going to take the $3 pot. So the new opponent has raised the betting stake. So now this guy's pissed off. He just lost. Marston's 2 for 2. And now we got this guy. So now the buy-in for the 5-finger game is going to be $3. So it looks like every time it's double. But by that logic... the next game would be $6. The next game would be $12. I don't know if there's a maximum entry pot that can be reached, but you can imagine that the stakes can become quite high. But like I said, the button combinations and what's involved in playing the game also becomes extremely difficult the further along you go. I'll try and give you a little bit of an example here. So here's our new opponent, Dewey. He will set the laps you have to beat. So we're going to start off with him. See, it's X square, X triangle, X circle, X triangle, X square.
Just leave this to the professionals.
And now he's trying to get all Mr. Fancy Pants like Floyd. I didn't like Floyd very much. You know that? Floyd had a real unnecessary Floydness to him.
Okay.
Okay, beat the lap set by Dewey. Press X to begin. We got a $6 pot. That's a lot of money in 1907. So, God, I can't even remember what it was.
God damn.
Okay, so it's... Oh, mofo. God, I can't even get one lap here. Hey-oh! Okay, I'm gonna stop there because my time is running down. I let Dewey win that one. Now here's the problem: is that all the money that I just won in playing the last two opponents, I'm now gonna lose because of this fool named Dewey. But I mean, so be it, I guess. Thought he was going to get a 5th lap in there. I was a little bit worried. It actually, these games can get quite tense. Let's Let's try a different angle here, see if it gives me a little bit of an advantage. All right, I have to win this game to stay in it, otherwise he wins the $6 pot. Let's see what we got here. Shit.
Seems like I can't be beat, huh?
Dewey beat John's laps, and he was successfully able to win. As you kind of improve at the game, though, I imagine if I sat here and played this for a whole lot longer, you could get quite good, and this could also be a good way to kind of make some money on the side. Again, it's a great revenue stream, especially if you're looking for a couple bucks here to top stuff off. It's not something that you're going to do if you need a couple $100 because you'll be here all day and you won't have a hand left at the end of it all. But I'm glad.
Take much more.
Again, it's an area of the game that has really gone untouched for us for a while. With this traffic jam here, we had quite the level of spectators, which made it all the more interesting. In the end, Dewey is boss, though. What can I say? Fair and square. So yeah, blackjack and poker would be interesting to explore again as well. We've had some fun with that before. That was actually pretty fun. Ultimately, though, we do have to try and stay relatively focused on the end here. I wanted this video to be a little bit shorter than some of the past ones. I always find the best balance is about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes, not too long. I know this one is going to go a little bit over that for sure. Gonna be honest, probably in the next video, we probably won't be able to hit up any more main story stuff per se. But there are some more things that I want to dive into here. I still want to deal with the treasure map. So I can't say that I'm going to go out and do all of the treasure maps in the entire game, but definitely the set of hermit treasure maps. There's only 2 pieces to the map because there's only 2 hermits to collect from. So I feel like that's an easy place to get our feet wet with the treasure maps. It's an easy place to kind of start for us. So I do want to explore. We'll head over here. We'll try and get this to this other hermit's homestead. We'll try and get the other piece of the map. We'll try and put the map together and try and figure it out and see what comes of it. So that will be interesting. Again, if we can find out more about that John exclusive stranger mission, I'm all in. But there is one more stranger mission stream that I would like to do, and it actually revolves around a serial killer. There's multiple different crime scenes that we have to investigate, and supposedly it's got a great conclusion to it. Supposedly it's a great stranger mission. I learned about it. It's a stranger mission that we missed in the story because instead of the icon just popping up on the map like a typical stranger mission and you go to it, you actually have to go find the 3 crime scenes first. Once you've done that, then the actual stranger mission pops up on your map, or the conclusion of it anyways. That's when it kind of officially registers. That's why we never did it. It's called American Dreams, and I do want to do that. Like I said, I've really wanted to extend things here with John, and I don't want to play that whole game with Arthur, and then when we get to John, we only end up playing a handful of hours with him. I've really enjoyed my time with John just as much as I have with Arthur, and if there's still stuff that we can do that we haven't really seen, that's going to be cool. I'm completely down for it. So the treasure maps, I definitely want to continue to pursue, and if we can't get to that John exclusive stranger mission, then I will try to start the American Dreams stranger mission. Beyond that, that's all I have right now. Kind of like the 5-finger fillet, if I'm looking for a little time to kill, like I said, poker, blackjack, lots of little stuff like that. But if we don't really come across anything like that, or if it's too far out of my way, the only other thing that we can do is the main story stuff, and that is exactly what we will do. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I probably should have touched myself up here a little bit at the end. Wow, that didn't sound very right. I probably should have taken care of myself here at the end by eating, but you know what? My cores are all relatively okay. I think my horse is relatively okay as well, so we can put that on the list to get underway when we start next time. Like, comment, subscribe, you know the drill. I just want to thank y'all again for spending this time with me, with my stream. It's a blast being able to do this. It's a blast to get feedback and to see literally every single view that I get on each and every one of my videos means a lot. So thank you. You know, it's obviously tough, you know, being at home these days, but stuff like this is what brings us together, and I'm very thankful for that. Peace out, homies.